Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. Where we last left off, we were trying to chase down some British destroyers coming on into Norway. Now, the unfortunate thing, and I'm absolutely going to be blaming my horrible, horrible shooting on camping hangovers, we blew through an awful lot of torpedoes, so we're down to 4 plus 1 in the back. So what does this mean? Well, it means
Moving away. 8 long range.
because this mission is done in a couple of days, we're not going to be able to resupply. So we're just going to have to kind of do our thing and really make use of these last 4 torpedoes. Actually, let's pop that up. Right. So that guy should be
Warship moving
damaged.
slow. Moving away.
Right?
Bearing 20 long range.
because I'm sure I put a hole into it last episode, but it looks like damage isn't saved when you save and reload the game. So hopefully this thing's actually damaged, I just can't see it, and it'll sink eventually, and it hasn't, magically regained its health. Regardless, what are we going to do? Well, we know they're headed for this area. And we know we're faster than them. Well, are we? We're faster than this guy. This guy's only going about 15 knots. These other guys, 14, 15. All right. So we can't catch them underwater, but we can certainly catch them above water. And like I say, we know where they're going. They're going up here. So we're just going to have to plot some kind of intercept course where we'll come back down like so, or something.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Moving away. Bearing 29 long range.
And just follow them along. Yeah, we can't see them. But thankfully you can pick them up on the sonar. That's pretty handy. The reason I'm not pursuing this guy is because there's just no way to catch them. So we're going to sit underwater. We're just going to wait and get our torpedo tubes reloaded. Then by that time, hopefully these guys are out of visual range. We can pop up, hit the surface again, and start recharging those batteries because those desperately need to happen. Fuel is not a limiting factor. Fuel is the one thing that I'm not concerned about with this run. Ammunition and everything else, that is more of a concern. So basically, I will be back when I've got something more exciting than loading torpedoes and recharging batteries for you. Alright, so one little kink in the plan here. You can see where I trimmed it down a bit so we stay closer to those guys, and we should come up and around. The seas. The seas. Let's talk about the seas. So, they're really rough. In fact, considering what's going on. Can we close that, please? Thank you. I want to keep the boys down below nice and dry. These waves are freaking massive. And so getting up to 20 knots is going to take a little while. We're not really going to be plowing through seas like this going all that quick. So hopefully, hopefully the enemies, the British ships, they're facing the same rough seas. Hopefully they're slowed down like we are. And we might have to go ahead and put this up to full speed ahead. Like I say, fuel is not a concern. Everything else is. But fuel we're doing okay on. So, yeah, I don't think in the series we've had seas rough like this yet. It's very, very nice. I love the water in this game. And, yeah, I'll be back with something more exciting than just big waves. Alright. Bit of a kink in the plan. We've got contacts behind us. We got some over there and some directly behind us. Otherwise, the complete side of the ship where those things, where the fleet I would expect to be, should be, is blank and clear. So, we are going to
New waypoint. Course 192.
Have to do an
Returning
about
to
face and go find out those sounds behind us. Come on. Yeah, last time I climbed the ladder, I got stuck inside the door, so I'm going to do my best to not do that this time. That would be a bit, you know, ridiculous to have the same thing happen twice. Excuse me.
Recharging batteries.
Yeah, so that's what can happen. Then you just gotta kind of jiggle it. There we go. Alright, don't get stuck in the door. It's never fun. Well, come on. Give me control. Thank you. We're going to pump this up to full speed ahead.
Speed ahead.
Our fuel could use it, and our battery power definitely needs some recharging. Or our fuel could handle it, and our battery power definitely needs some recharging. So we're going to go off and find out what exactly was behind us. Yeah, back with something exciting. Alright, just like that, we've discovered someone. I pushed the time acceleration a little bit too far, and now we've got to get our ass turned around in these horrid seas. Now, what's a good way to avoid the waves? Actually, it's going under. So we're not going to be going as quick, and our batteries are nowhere near where they should be. But this will at least stop all the bobbing and weaving that's going on. And what have we got there? Looks like it might be a destroyer. Well, let's see if we can't destroy this destroyer. And ensure that it is not having a good day today. I mean, seas are rough. It's probably cold out if a ship is accumulating a bunch of ice and snow on it.
Recharging
Alright,
batteries.
there we go. But they are going 15 knots, and we're about to head down to about 10. And as much as I would love... 9. Whew. As much as I would love to push the battery-powered engines as hard as I can, with basically a half tank of fuel, going up to flank speed, seems like it would be more of a danger
Contact. Warship
than... Oh,
moving
what the
slow.
heck?
Constant distance.
These guys definitely split up. So perhaps this is
Long range.
one of the destroyers that I shot at and damaged,
Warship moving slow. Constant distance. Bearing.
because there's certainly only one of them.
Long range.
Let's just see how we're doing.
Target marked.
I think we might be able to intercept this guy. Let's just do a little bit of time acceleration so we don't have to wait around for too long. Where'd you go?
Target marked.
Let me tell you, man, shooting in rough seas like this is no easy cakewalk like sinking submarines in the Baltic. This is pretty rough stuff, because I do believe the waves can have an effect on the course of the torpedo. I'm not entirely certain. That could just be an excuse I make up in my head, but it seems like a perfectly valid excuse. And in that case, you know, that's really all that matters.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Constant distance.
All right.
142.
Let's
Long
see.
range.
Target marked.
We are still way too far out. Where'd you go?
Target marked.
But it shouldn't be too much longer here. Things are looking good. Where are you at?
Target marked.
Yeah, I mean, we should be able to get a nice shot on this guy, and on his side, no less, which is... Mwah, c'est magnifique. But... I don't know if there is a but. Really, all I need to do is sink this guy, and then we can turn around and pursue the other ships, as I imagine they were the ones putting off the signal that was directly on my bow, and then these guys came along and were a bit of a distraction, a ploy, if you will, to cause poor Güntram von Babenberg here to pursue the closer, smaller, less important target. The Royal Navy doesn't know is basically any ship we sink is a victory for the Kriegsmarine, and indeed a victory for the crew of the Defiance. And we are pushing ourselves to get into range here. Let's make sure I'm moving the mouse the right way, and that is looking pretty groovy if I do say so myself. We will continue moving on in case we need to pull up a second shot. Oh, where'd you go? There you is. Because we should be able to, if we need to, get a second shot off as well. But let's hit up the map view. The torpedo is screaming into its target. And I deeply wish you didn't go out to 15-kilometer range. I guess the torpedo is showing on the minimap too. How wonderful. In fact, let's make that bigger, shall we? Come on. We're not allowed to do that now? Okay. We're not allowed to access the periscope either. Okay, let's escape out, and now we can resize this back up to 15 kilometers. So yeah, we can see a few more targets out there, which is probably the main force, and it looks like that damn asshat is adjusting his course. So now I'm almost positive. Yeah, that torpedo is definitely not going to collide because the dick decided to turn. And now he's moving away from us, which means we got no shot. All right. So that was a pretty rude maneuver. Let's see if he's going to adjust his course back. No, he's on a whole new course. Okay. So that's where he wants to go now. Well, that's pretty jerkish, if I do say so myself. We could go after these three guys. 15 knots, and we're going, what, 8? We're not going to be able to catch him. We're not going to be able to get a shot off, which is a damn shame. And to catch anybody, we're going to need to surface. And we definitely need to work on getting our battery power up, because it's a whopping 38%. So let's cut our engines, stop the bleeding. We can stop the timer too, because the torpedo is not going to hit. And I'm going to need to figure out what it is that's my next course of action. I think going after these guys. Having more than one ship to be able to target is always, always, always good. Let's just let this guy get out of range. I'm well aware. Oh. Ah, the torpedo probably exploded, and now this guy's like, what was that? I should really be utilizing that to my advantage. Although, do I have the battery power to hunt him down?
Maybe a search pattern? New waypoint.
We're going to try it.
29. Returning to course.
Yeah, because he is just sitting there circling. Okay. Yeah, we're nice and close now. Although the mini-map would have you think otherwise. Man, look at these waves. I could probably be surfaced and be fine. Well, not now. That would be a very bad idea to be surfaced right now. Let's get that up to full speed. And then, because this guy's just doing his circles, probably around where that torpedo blew up, we can get in a bit closer. Let's just try and adjust this in. Pull you out. Are you still doing circles, or are you just going straight? I think he's just going straight now, isn't he? Yeah, okay. So that is Wild Goose Chase. Let's head back this way. I mean, we are pretty close, aren't we? Can't really... Well, we might be able to surface safely. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to count on the rough seas here.
Surface the boat.
Oops. And go ahead, get us moving in the right direction.
Recharging batteries.
Oh, that periscope is pretty useless hanging out here. We got a little bit more elevation, so we can see a little bit farther, but I don't really know if that matters. Come on. There we go. Hopefully that's going down. We got our diesel engines back up, which is great to hear. My God, these waves. These waves is crazy. All right, back when something exciting happened. All right, so the moment we surfaced, as I save the game, or as the game saves itself, I should say, this destroyer turned around and started following us. Now, he's about 4 kilometers out. And we're not really within visual range, but if he gets any closer, I'm thinking that aft torpedo tube might have to be opened up on him. He's kind of following, but not close enough to do any shooting or anti-submarine work. What I'm really just trying to do is get that battery level up so we can submerge again and actually be effective. So that's the plan for now. Back with something exciting. All right, so hunting this thing down has proven to be an exercise in, like, craziness. Partly on my poor sub management and partly on just the sheer
Shut down diesel
craziness
engines. Recharging batteries. Current depth
of
1 meters.
the courses this ship is going on. But after a long amount of time of this thing following us, I think I may have been able to lure it into a dangerous situation. I hope. We've lost contact with the ship, but let's just see if this is going to work, and I don't think it will. I have a feeling that this guy is doing some more course changes.
Get marked.
Let's just see if this torpedo will actually hit, and I'm thinking it's not going to. Unless he, like, miraculously turns into it. Definitely not going to be doing that. These submarines, or these destroyers, man, the crews, they know what's up. All right, let's take a look at the situation. We've got a horrible line on a shot here.
Target marked.
And indeed, he is going away from us.
Target marked. Torpedo missed, sir.
But I would imagine as he comes back around,
Target marked.
we might be able to make this work. So let's get that up. And let's get it going full speed. Oh no, not one of these shots.
2, 3, close.
There we go. Hopefully this hits. Because we were down to 2 torpedoes. And, you know, life is not going well for the Defiance. Nope, not going to happen. Those turns, man. He's going to completely avoid it. Yeah, okay. Well, we've got 1 forward-facing torpedo left. We've got hardly any battery power. What are we going to do? I've tried
Depth under keel is
pinging like mad
0.
to get these guys in to be, you know... Because this guy's just going in a circle. I don't understand the logic here. He's not hunting for me.
Meters, Captain.
He's not doing anything except just driving in a circle. I doubt he's damaged. But I don't know. What I'm going to do is just get myself into a position where this ship will be able to find me. Let's cut our engines.
Stop.
We don't have our periscope up, so let's get that up. Let's load up our last forward-facing tube. And see if maybe being at, like, you know, the submarine equivalent of point-blank range. Did I raise the other one? I might have. I did. Let's unzoom so we can see what exactly I'm looking at the sky. All right. So let's just follow this guy around. He's probably done, yeah, he's done his spins, which is unfortunate. Oh God, come on, give me a lock. Get me a lock that you can keep for more than a second. And we're not going to be able to hunt this guy down. Just make sure, is he actually getting out? Okay, he's actually leaving the region. So now he's just doing figure eights. He's searching for me, but he's not doing it smartly. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording because this is just taking way too long. And I'm going to see if I can't get into a better position on this guy. Back when something more exciting happens. As some of you may say, this is a foolish strategy, but I can't think of any other way to get this ship to freaking stop pulling donuts and figure eights and to actually come for me. Now, the crazy thing is, we've actually landed a couple shots on this thing, and it's still just giving us its broadside. It's not turning. It's not coming for me. It's not shooting at me as far as I can tell. It did have its searchlights out for a brief moment. Okay, now it is definitely shooting at me. This is good. Let's get underwater. And actually, I do just want to, while we're sinking, go out and see if we were able to do any damage to this guy. Because I know we hit him once or twice. That much is for certain. Anything below the waterline? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like we hit him at all. But they should at least now know where we are so they can stop doing their stupid figure eights and actually come fight. Of course, we've only got one torpedo left in the forward-facing tube, which is fine. Oh, you're kidding. Come on. Come on. Well, at least by the time he gets here, we'll be nice and close. Let's just make sure we haven't taken any damage. So that's good. Let's get that mini map up. Yeah, we had it for a second. Okay, so obviously we need to bring that down. We've apparently got no shot on this fine fellow as he comes steaming in directly at us. So what I might try doing is just something like that. Let's get the periscope down. Let's do this to speed 3. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get a good shot with our rear-facing torpedo tube, shall we? I think it's pretty obvious where this guy is. Right there. So let's see. Yeah, we definitely don't have a shot with the rear torpedo tube. But we might get one with our forward tube, depending on which way this guy turns. Alright, and in fact, what I should be doing is remaneuvering my submarine like so.
Returning to course.
Alright, let's see how that's looking.
All stop. Target marked.
There he is, and there he went. Alright, I'm guessing that we're not going to be able to bend that around. But this might be an okay idea. He certainly is going quickly. There's no doubt about that. But this has the chance to intercept, provided we can keep our lock on him. Oh, crap. Okay. Pull that back up. Okay, well, that's looking okay. And... God, don't. No, no, no. All right, let's see if that does anything to him. It's going to be close, which is nice. But no, no. Why? Why would that work today? Oh, come on. No, 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 no.
Target marked. Tracking new target.
All right. Well, I'm thinking this Norway campaign is not going to be much of a success for the old crew of the Defiance. This is our last torpedo after this shot. We are just going to go down to 30 meters, wait out this destroyer, and then head on home. See if we can't resupply and get back with enough time to actually do something for this mission. However, if that is not going to be the case, then can we get a bit more speed out of this guy? Ah! Well, that's crap. Unless my misaim, along with his course changes, cause this to actually be a success. And you know what? It might. All right. Well, with our last torpedo shot, poorly aimed, but it wound up being exactly what we needed. That is a nice big hole. The seas are rough, so that should be filling in quite quickly. So what we can do now, it's definitely deep enough. We can just go under. And
Depth 20 meters.
Current depth 30 meters. Current
perfect.
depth 40 meters.
Now what you gonna do?
Current depth 50 meters.
What's the plan now, Destroyer? You gonna keep looking for me? Think you can find me? I'm thinking you're going pretty slow now. Hole that big, that's going to be tough to patch up out here in the rough seas of Norway. The unfortunate thing is, like, I mean, that's the third ship we've damaged that hasn't gone down. And I have a feeling damage isn't kept on load reload. So the two other ships that we damaged, the battleship and the other destroyer, they're fine and dandy again, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. This guy, I have a feeling, though, will be sinking. That hole is completely under the water now. We can see the front of the ship. Very, very close to the water. Fires, obviously, on the front gun and the command deck. This is not a good time to be on this destroyer. The screws are even coming out of the water on swells. So, I think it's safe to say this guy's going to be going down. Wish it was a battleship, but we'll take it. How are our batteries doing? Not well. So what we can do, this guy's, you know, trying his best to get home, but it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, sir. We can at least get a course plotted. My word, this is a long way out. This is longer than I thought it was. But we can find Helgeland. And we'll be able to get some supplies. So we can put that down so we can reduce the drag. And just to save battery power, we'll go ahead slow. We don't need the map view. What I need is to find that destroyer on fire. Aha! Thought you could hide, did you? No such luck, sir. Yeah, this ship is definitely going under. Very safe to say. When you've got that much of your ship under, you're not going to be able to navigate the waves all that well. I mean, yeah, look at that. Look at how deep that sucker's getting. Granted, the swells play into that. But this destroyer, with each wave, is becoming more submarine, less surface ship. Which is good. For us, I mean, when it's flying the naval ensign, it can't even get any sort of propulsion going. It might be able to get a little bit of a push when it goes into the waves. But, yeah, there is not much driving that ship anymore. That's for certain. So as this guy just slips under. Like, I'm expecting it to nosedive pretty quickly here. And in fact, the entire front of the ship isn't even coming out of the water anymore. Yeah, it's definitely headed. Whoa, that was a big one. Yeah, very glad I'm not serving on this destroyer, that is for certain. We should be well enough out of range to actually hit the surface.
Surface the boat.
And this guy's going in pretty quickly. In fact, let's get the view that really matters. Man, look at those waves. Like this underwater shot with the waves crashing up above us, the ship slowly entering, expelling all the air. Oh yeah, look at that. It's pretty safe to say you guys are screwed.
Recharging batteries.
Good, we made it up to the surface. That's wonderful. And here comes the destroyer. Going almost fully vertical? Well, this is going almost fully vertical. I wonder if we'll be able to get it vertical. Man, look at how much of that ship. Under. Bloop. Over. Just the amount of that ship that's bobbing in and out. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The ice hanging off. Just working his way in. What a pretty game. That's kind of dark. Kind of tough to see. But, oh! I think that's almost the last of it. Not much left. Oh, we got just the skybox there for a moment. Oh, and there we go. It's headed nose first, straight to the bottom. And it's about 300, 400 meters down, so it's going to take this guy quite a long time to head to the bottom. Fare thee well, ship of the deep. All right. Let's get our ass on deck. With no torpedoes, we are completely defenseless, so we're counting on basically evasion. Thankfully, submarines are designed to evade things because they can go underwater and other things can't. So that's good. So yeah, basically we're just going to be heading out of Norway now. We can see we're about 2/3 of the way done. All we need is roughly one more destroyer, but there's no way to do it. If we see an unarmed freighter along the way, we will definitely stop to shoot it with our guns. In the meantime, I will be back when we get resupplied. Sometimes it's good to keep yourself out of travel mode. So, for instance, when I plotted this course, I was so zoomed out, I didn't see this little island. Come on, let me zoom. Somewhere over here, right close to us. And, more importantly, there's no way a submarine's going to be able to pull a maneuver like that or like that off. Although that's pretty close. We did a fairly good job there. So, what I'm going to have to do is just delete out of there. So that's fine. We're going to have to go like that and then out like that. Down. Let's stay zoomed in. Make sure we don't hit any more islands. Come on. Through like that, and then we can kind of hit here. Oh my god. Whatever that was a massive, massive fleet. I have a feeling that's actually probably the convoy that would have got us a heck of a lot of points. You just come in like that. Perfect. Okay. Well, we are going to keep our eyes open for freighters. Maybe that's a giant unescorted freighter convoy landing, you know, British troops and supplies or something. I'm pretty doubtful on that point, but you never know. This game could throw me a solid. But we will find out back when something exciting happens. All right, so a slight change of plans. The astute viewer will notice the map has changed a little bit. Germany now owns Denmark, which is helpful, and all of the Norwegian ports that were green are now red. So we are officially at war with Norway, and we're going to go see a new port because Esbjerg is much closer than Helgoland. So let's get rid of that, and let's set sail for a new place. Hopefully, I mean, there's the port over there. Hopefully we're able to refit here. Looks like a tiny little port, but hey, we might as well check out a new place. My word, that was a big wave that hit us. All right, so back when something exciting happens. All right, so we were able to refit and rearm at this wonderful port. Handy little tip, just to mention, if you guys are playing this game and you happen to come into Esbjerg and come down to the port and be like, hey, you know, why can't I resupply? Because you've got to come up here where there's nothing. And that's where the game recognizes the harbor is. So it's right by the blue indicator and not actually by the port. That might make sense. I would have assumed that the port would have been the place to refuel, resupply, what have you at. Apparently it's just out here in the middle of a bay. So, without further ado, I will be back when something exciting happens. Probably when we fail this Norway mission and get something new assigned. Alright, so Norway's done. We can see the ports are now blue. They are ours. I imagine they'll be going gray at some point. We've got a new mission over here. Patrol the southwestern approaches, which is done. So, I don't know. I guess we're going to turn back around and head on into Wilhelmshaven. Might be the plan, and see if we can't find ourselves another mission. Wow. Yeah, that's not a good course. That is, though. All right. Back when we get back to port. All right, guys. So here we are in Wilhelmshaven. We're going to end our patrol. Sadly, an unsuccessful mission against Norway. But I have a feeling the BDU is going to be suitably all right. Well, not maybe suitably all right. For sure they're disappointed in us, but I don't think they're going to make us retire from the war. We're just too damn good. See if we can do anything. Do our wonderful U-boat. We got an 88 deck gun. We don't want to change that. We don't want to change our anti-aircraft. We got nothing new there. Any new camouflages? No, we want to keep our tiger stripes. Splotches are pretty cool. Whoa. Of course I won't. What are my mission orders? Let's go ahead and skip that. See if there's anything available. We got nothing. Not a thing. So, it's, yeah, it's probably just going to be some more sailing around. Let's see. Let's try our old-fashioned trick. The flak name is used to define any aircraft guns, and it's an abbreviation from the German Fliegerabwehrkannon, meaning aircraft defense cannon. Fliegerabwehrkannon. My apologies. Yeah, so we're just going to try our good old-fashioned trick of starting a new patrol without a mission, sailing out of the port, turning around, coming back, and seeing if there's anything we can grab. Hopefully there is. If there isn't, then we're just going to have to find another way to preoccupy ourselves.
Returning
All
to course.
stars.
Ship sighted. Bearing 267.
Let's check this situation. So it's still just that.
Electric motive.
Well, that's fine.
Engage electric
Ship
motive.
sighted. Bearing 29.
That does not look healthy. Submarines should not be bouncing like that.
New waypoint. Course
Like so, like so,
9. Returning
Off
to course.
speed ahead.
New waypoint.
like so,
335. New
and then get us out into the open ocean. All right.
03.
I want to see if I can see this. Oh my good God.
Smoke
Okay,
will
get
rise.
out of that view.
Bearing
There we go.
211.
Yeah, that poor Type 7. I'm not sure
Capital ship sighted. Bearing
how this submarine is doing what it's doing, but damn, Germany, you have got a dangerous secret weapon. If you've got an engine that can push a sub that quickly, I'm impressed. What do we got going on in there? Not much, really. All right, well, let's go ahead and get back on deck. Have we got any promotion points to spend? We've got one. Who needs it the most? I would say our radio guy actually needs it the most. A veteran radio guy knows how to tune radio in order to increase its range. In order to increase its detection range and response time. Or our navigator. Crush depth might be helpful. Maneuvering, I think, is going to be even more helpful. So thank you, Emil Dubler. We got some more maneuverability out of our wonderful U-boat Defiance. Looks like we got another battleship there. And a transport, and I would imagine the other battleship is still doing what it always does. You know, sitting in the harbor. Not doing much of a battling. We'll find out momentarily, though.
ship sighted.
Yep.
Bearing 31.
She's definitely at sea, so that's interesting. We've got some German warships out. No doubt took part in the invasion of Norway. And in fact, these guys may have transferred troops over. Who knows? Let's just take one last look at the map. Make sure there are no other missions. It doesn't appear that there are. So, I think this is going to be a good place to leave the video. So, escape. Let's save the game as free range hunting, because that's what we're doing next. Alright guys, so thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching. First failure, by the way. Hopefully it's the only one. We'll see you next time.